Hello everyone, Pazu here! Welcome to Belladonna, a Gothic horror adventure game. Here we go, let's start a new game. Is this a female version of Frankenstein?
Oh, the physical sensation. Pain? I'm alive? That's odd. I don't feel alive. What's going on? I have no memories of anything before this point in time. My mind is tabula rasa, yet I have a language. I seem to be in some laboratory of sorts. Maybe I can find out what happened if I look around.
And look at the rotating key, the wind-up key at the back of her head. Huh, I am maiden here.
A torture device turned into a strange machine. What kind of place is this?
Looks like an underground laboratory.
My very first memory is waking up on this thing. Before that, nothing. I wonder what I am. Books. A lot of natural philosophy and chemistry. Something by an M.W. Shelley.
Oh, so a fan of Frankenstein.
Now is not the time.
What is this, a journal page?
There's a handwritten note here. Maybe it can shed some light on my situation.
We'll see. It is with shaking hands and heavy heartbeats I gather before me the instruments of my last desperate attempt. I find myself on the threshold of my toils, a turning point, for should I fail tonight, I doubt I shall find the strength and resolve to continue. At my feet now lays the lifeless remains of my beautiful Belladonna. A few hours ago my wife was alive and well, and now she has been cut open, dissected and altered and artificially reconstructed. From the second she gave up her final breath, I have worked tirelessly to preserve and prepare her corpus, that I might infuse a spark of being back into her lifeless limbs. So I'm playing as this dead wife right now, who he brought back to life, the scientist. This is the final test of my research and experimentation, the past 5 years, the complete revivification of a human being. Body and soul. The anxiety I feel is agonizing, but I cannot let it hinder me from carrying out what I must do. For my own sake and for hers, this procedure must not fail. In my feverish dreams of my wife appears as such a lovely creature, so far removed from this creation before me. Her cheeks, once so full of laughter, are now pale almost to the point of transparency, with the skin stretched so thin over the cranium, threatened to rip at any moment. Her eyes would shine like the night sky, but are now empty, watery and yellowish. I have to cling to my conviction that she will regain her former grace and vitality. When she is brought back to the realm of the living, her eyes will light up with the flame of life, a Promethean flame stolen from very gods. From this night on, man shall be the master of his own destiny, and God shall no longer be above us. As I write, the engines of life are finally heating up, the last of the preparations coming into order. The crucial moment is ever approaching. The time has come. Success! The attempt was a success. She is alive. Oh, so the name is Belladonna. That's my real name.
There's a screwdriver in this toolbox. Better take it.
Oh, I got one. Screwdriver. It's a magnet.
It looks like the legs of a frog hooked up with wires. And I'm pretty sure it moves when I'm not watching. I love magnets.
Really?
This oil looks expensive. Let's waste it.
And unlike Frankenstein, Belladonna here still can express herself, still have her thoughts, and she knows how to speak.
A human skull or a paperweight? It's a brain in a jar. I wonder what it's thinking.
What is this here? A tank?
I have no idea what's inside of this, but it glows. I can't tell if my reflection in the glass is too distorted or if I really look like this. Am I even a human being?
Well, you're no longer one. You are something else entirely.
The door won't budge. It seems to be barred from the other side. I might be able to unscrew these hinges, though.
Oh, screwdriver.
The screws on these hinges are rusty and stuck. I need some lubricant to loosen them up.
Oil. Vial of oil.
I smeared some oil on the rusty screws. That should loosen them up. I'm free!
Aha, we're getting out of here!
What a dedicated knight to guard a damp dungeon like this. Maybe he was demoted. Maybe he likes the dark. Maybe he's secretly a poet. I bet his name is Roland.
Roland?
Hello, Roland. Hello, Roland.
Well, hello. That was strange. Okay, another journal page here on the floor.
Another piece of paper. This was written long before the last one.
So an earlier entry in the journal. Work is going great. Kept a rat alive for 1 hour and 26 minutes last night. We'll move on to larger mammals within a week. I find my life more and more polarized into two phases. I remember times when I used to climb up and down the stairs like a squirrel each day, but now I spend most of my time and indeed most of my thoughts down here in my laboratory, only to step upstairs at night to sleep. It is warmer upstairs in the living area, but it is boring and unstimulating. Down here is where I make progress. Down here is what matters. And as I lay awake beside my sleeping wife, I often wish I was down here with my experiments. Belladonna grows increasingly distant. Ever since that fateful night when our baby Lucas gave up his last breath, she has lost all traces of her old self. God knows what she is thinking about, and she silently gazes into the empty air or restlessly paces back and forth in the great hall. I, at least, am working with my grief. I have turned my attention to the signs of life and death, and not a day goes by when I do not think of how my son was untimely taken from me. This is the thought that drives me, and this the greatest of ambitions. My own son will never return. I have accepted that now, but thanks to me and my work, the cold, ruthless contrast between living and dead will in the future be much softer, maybe even completely erased. My wife, though, has let our grief devour her whole. She's emotionally and intellectually paralyzed. It seems to me all her creativity and quickness of thought, the wittiness of her speech, and the nimble way she used to jump from one conclusion to the next, all those qualities that made me fall in love with her in the first place, they have all been snuffed out like a flame of a candle. This makes me wonder even more why I bother to go up to her bed every night. The shell in which she has enclosed herself cannot be breached by anything I say or do. It is almost as though she's involved with someone other than me. I feel ridiculous for even writing it down. No! Seems ludicrous to think that Belladonna's disinterest in me is due to her seeing another man. I would not accuse her of that. It is just one of the many strange ideas that seems to appear in my head when I'm down here by myself. I'm probably just tired. I better try and get some sleep as soon as the rat's heart stops beating. And you know what? The scientist is even madder than his wife. At least his wife is showing all her craziness on the outside, unlike her husband. It's his internal thoughts that are going vile. So that makes him a lot more dangerous than his wife. My bed, down here.
It looks like someone has been sleeping quite a lot in this sorry excuse for a bed, and it was hardly the suit of armor. But why would someone choose to sleep down here?
That's your husband, the scientist.
There's a long stick here. Perhaps it was used to try to chase away rats when trying to sleep.
Oh, I got the snake. Okay, let's get ready for another journal entry here.
More writings from the lonely doctor.
So curse my miserable existence, the hopelessness from which I see no conceivable escape. I cannot rid myself of the feeling that there is something of utmost importance that I need to take care of. but that it is not yet time. That something beyond my control needs to be completed first. I carry inside me a sensation of waiting, and I cannot name the thing I'm waiting for. In the meantime, all I can do is work. I do make progress, but at an excruciating slow rate, and nothing I accomplish seems to calm the anxiety in my head. I sleep only a few hours every night and cannot remember my last hot meal. I'm feverish and jump at the smallest of sounds. What is it that I'm missing? He is getting more paranoid by the second. I'm spending more and more time down here in my research. I only occasionally go upstairs to sleep in the master bedroom. Most nights I sleep even all in the makeshift bunk I have constructed in the cellar. Yeah, the one that we just saw. It is not as comfortable, but my research is at a point where it oftentimes requires my constant attention, and comfort is not my priority. I'm certain I'm advancing ever closer to a significant breakthrough, but it is as though I'm powerless to control or even affect the rate of its occurrence. And on top of this, I cannot rid my mind of the idea that Belladonna has forgotten me and taken a new lover, a new man in her life, someone more lovely than me perhaps, someone who can still look at life with joy and optimism, to measure owned by grave tragedy and affected humor. And yet, who would that be? I can remember friends we used to have. In my memory, our wedding was a crowded and festive event, but it has been years since this castle has seen any visitors. I have no time for social obligations, and Belladonna seems to have given up on everything that is pleasant in life. I suspect the castle is in an undesirable condition as well. Almost all of our staff has left us. We are down to one girl who does the covers and lights the fireplaces, but I don't see much of her either in these days. For all I know, she might be gone as well. There cannot possibly be a man in Belladonna's life, apart from me. This guy needs a doctor. But I guess we're too late. This is in the past. Alright, let's continue on. The gate here. I see a padlock.
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Oh, and the key is right there.
It's the key I'm after. I can't reach it with my hands. I wonder what I can invent to retrieve it.
Well, I have a stick. And a magnet.
The stick is long enough to reach the key, but how will I grab it?
How do we combine that with the magnet?
Look, I can attach the magnet to the end of the stick.
Yes.
Another locked door. Let's take a peek through.
Let's grab the key.
Let's hope this works.
It should work.
Haha! Just as planned. I got the basement key.
Voila! We are getting out of here.